Christopher changes his name by Ita Sadhu. Illustration by Roy Condi. Christopher changes his name. A Firefly book. Christopher was on his way home from school. He was having a bad day. The sky was dark, angry, gray-blue, and it was raining all over everyone. Christopher splashed through the puddles, feeling just as miserable as the day. He was in a bad mood because he hated his name. It wasn't a special name. Millions of people all over the world had that name. There were 11 Christophers in his school and 3 in his class. Every time the teacher said Christopher, they would all answer. It had happened at least 4 times that day. It drove him crazy. Christopher. Yes, Miss Mumford. Yes, Miss Mumford. Yes, Miss Mumford. Now it so happened that Christopher's aunt, Aunt Gail, she was visiting from Trinidad and Tobago. Aunt Gail was a fabulous storyteller. She told stories about a man called Tiger. Now, Tiger, he could eat 5 hot red peppers and ask for 10 more. He was so strong, he could carry his cows on his shoulders to market. In the night, he walked so softly and silently that the people in the village, they called him Tiger. Christopher, he was fascinated. He wanted to be strong and silent like Tiger. My name is Tiger. And right then and there, Christopher changed his name to Tiger. He rushed here and he rushed there. He told everyone, my new name is Tiger. He began to walk softly and quietly like a tiger. He even carried the books for all the people in his class because he was so strong. And everyone here and there, they all started calling him Tiger. All except his teacher, Miss Mumford. She called him Christopher Malumba. A few weeks later, Tiger went to the science fair with his mother. It was happening. There were windmills and engines and all kinds of experiments all over the place. And on one table was a picture labeled The Real McCoy. Mom, Tiger asked, who is the real McCoy? Why, that's Elijah McCoy. He's an important African American scientist. Wow! He was so smart. He invented a way to make machines oil themselves. Well, Tiger, he wanted to be a scientist. He wanted to be important, like the real McCoy. It was far more important to be important. Right then and there, Tiger changed his name to the real McCoy. The real McCoy? That's me. And he rushed here and he rushed there. And he told everyone, my name is the real McCoy. Back at school, all through lunch, all through recess, he experimented with cups and paper clips and pencils and who knows what. It was so cool. The whole class joined in. One boy called himself Charles Darwin. A girl called herself Sally Ride. And everyone here and there, they all started calling Tiger the real McCoy. All except his teacher, Miss Mumford. She called him Christopher Malumba. Late one evening, the real McCoy was watching television with his family. There was an excitement in the house. The Chicago Bulls were playing. The real McCoy's heart was beating fast as he watched Michael Jordan swoop and soar. He was moving so fast, sometimes all you could see was his number 23, flying all around. The real McCoy wanted to fly too. He wanted the crowds to cheer for him. Being important didn't seem so important anymore, but being famous did. He wanted to be 23. He wanted it bad. Right then and there, the real McCoy changed his name. He dribbled and dunked all over the place, driving everyone crazy. And everyone here and there, they all started calling him 23. All except his teacher, Ms. Mumford. She called him Christopher Malumba. July 24th came and it was 23's birthday. He woke up and there was a big card next to his bed. It was from his grandmother. It said, "To Christopher, a very special child. May you soar and touch the sky." 23, he felt good because in the card was a check for $150. Yes! He would open his own new bank account. Yes! He would even buy a number 23 jacket. Yes! Woohoo! That very same day, 23 and his mother went to the bank. 23 rushed up to the bank manager. "Hi," he said. "I'm 23 and I'm here to open an account, and this is my mother." The bank manager looked at him and said, "How do you do, 23? Very glad to meet you." He showed them into his office and he gave them some forms to fill out. Suddenly, the bank manager frowned. He looked at the check. He looked at 23. And he looked at the check. And he looked at 23. Then he said, "We've got a problem here. This check is made out to Christopher Malumba, but your name is 23. 23 looked at the bank manager and he looked at his mother. "Yeah, I'm 23, but I really am Christopher. Mom!" And his mother said, "I think you better handle this yourself, 23. What was he going to do? He looked inside his backpack, but his notebooks, his school books, everything now said 23. He was in a real mess. He needed some identification, fast. Just then, who should come through the bank door but his best friends, Jason and Shay? He rushed up to them and said, "Hi guys, what's my name?" And they said, 23, of course. Guy. The whole world was against him. He was Christopher Malumba. It was a special name after all. It was the only name that could cash that check. What was he going to do? Then he looked up and he saw someone else entering the bank. Ms. Mumford. Yes. "Hi, Miss Mumford," Christopher said. Miss Mumford looked over at him and she thought, to herself, "There's that child with all the names. I think I'll humor him today. How are you doing, 23? Ugh! Bang, bang. Christopher went flying back to his chair and sat down hard and banged his foot against the bank manager's desk. His mother looked over at him and said, "Stop banging your foot, 23. Bang, bang. But he banged and he banged and he banged. He was Christopher. Why didn't the bank manager believe him? How could he get himself out of this? Stop banging your foot, his mother said. But he didn't stop. Bang, bang. He had to get that money. He was Christopher. He banged louder until his mother said, Christopher Kwame Malumba, I said stop banging that foot. Christopher Kwame Malumba. He looked at the bank manager and smiled. Gotcha. Then he carefully signed the check. And do you know what? From that day on, Christopher never, ever, ever once changed his name. After all, it was just so special. The end. The author dedicated this book to her daughter Sojourner Monifa and her niece Adiyanka, beautiful with life and love, to Harahote, the nation, and to Marie Mumford. Thanks for the inspiration. Ita Sadhu. I hope you enjoyed this reading of Christopher Changes His Name by Ita Sadhu, illustrated by Roy Condi.